Hi, my name is Brevin St. Ange, and my story is Stranded 2 Trial by Fire by Jeff Probst. Do not fall into the Death Mountains, they are very dangerous. And the volcanoes, those are dangerous too. Do not fall in, or you might die. Same with this one. Just don't die, that's all I say. Bye-bye. Oh, and one more thing. Do not get killed by the dangerous and wild boars. They will eat anything, including you. Okay, bye-bye.
Love, Aubrey is a realistic fiction story by Susan LaFleur. When Aubrey's dad and sister die in a car accident, her mom runs away because of depression. Her grandma, who loves her, comes and takes her to her house in another state, where she will start a new school. But she loves and misses her little sister, so she writes letters to her little sister's imaginary friend. But will she find actual friends? Will her mom ever come home? Read Love, Aubrey because it's a sad story a lot of people will love.
Hannah Montana, Don't Bet on It by M.C. King. Miley asks her dad if she can go to a party. Her dad says yes, but her dad can't take her because he is sick. So they figure out a way to get there. Then once they get there, they're having fun. Then somebody asks if she can sing for us, so she goes on stage and sings. They are having a lot of fun.
My book is called Snowflake Bentley. The author and illustrator is Jacqueline Martin. This is a picture of what's in the book, and people say that the boy is like ridiculous and that he shouldn't be taking pictures of snow. So his parents just bought him a camera, and this camera is like a zoomed in camera, and he'd been wanting this camera for years, and finally he got it, and he really wanted the camera, and finally he got it so he can take really good pictures. And another thing, he used to put slideshows up in his own backyard and make money for it, and it was just the most wonderful thing ever, I thought, because that was nice, and he would sell his pictures of snow and people would buy them and stuff like that. And I think it should be a really good book you guys should read too. So this is a real actual picture, not like colored or anything. And this was a really long time ago when this picture was taken, and that's what he really actually looked like when he was young and stuff. And he was in this picture, he was actually taking pictures of his snow pictures outside, and he got sick on a really snow night, like it was like a blizzard outside, and he got sick, and then he died a few days after, and I thought that was a really sad thing at the end of this book. So here's a picture of a snowflake to represent Snowflake Bentley, because he took pictures. Why should you guys read this book? This book is just a wonderful book I ever seen, and right here you see some of his pictures that he has taken, and pictures that he has actually taken, and everything that he would really like you to read it, because he is a real person. His story is based on a true story, and thanks guys for listening. Bye.
Diary of the Kid Hard Luck. Author's name is Jeff Kenny. Someone should read this book because it has good pictures and funny characters. First picture is Riley, Greg, and Holly sitting on a floaty in the swimming pool. Second picture is Riley making a funny face on his stomach. Third picture is Riley and Greg watching a scary movie. Fourth picture is Greg getting chased by army men.
The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I think someone should read this book because it is full of action. Before she knows it, Katniss Everdeen volunteers for her sister to go into the games. After a couple days, she is ready to go into the games. She gets ready, and in a couple minutes, it is time. Will she win? Will she die? Find out what happens next when you read The Hunger Games.
The Unicorn Chronicles, Book 2 by Bruce Coville. Kara is sent on a journey to retrieve the Wonder. Kara journeys to Eblin's Cave with friends along the way. What happens next? Read this book to find out. First, she meets Belle. Belle is journeying with them. Then, she meets up with Lightfoot. Lightfoot is also journeying with them. When Kara gets lost, she comes upon a griffin named Meadowful. Meadowful goes along the journey with them. Kara journeys to Eblin's Cave with all her friends.
Magic Treehouse, High Time for Heroes, number 51, A Merlin Mission, by Mary Pope Upthorne. Jack and Nanny are climbing into a treehouse. Jack and Nanny are brother and sister who go on Magic Treehouse adventures. This time, they go to Egypt in the 1800s. While they are in Egypt in the 1800s, Jack and Nanny get chased by jackals. You should read Magic Treehouse books to find out what else happens in Magic Treehouse number 51, High Time for Heroes by Mary Pope Upthorne.
Surviving Hitler, A Boy in the Nazi Death Camps by Andrea Warren. In this book, a boy gets taken into the center of Germany and is forced to work in a death camp. The boy is one of the thousands of people that have to work there for the rest of their lives. These are survivors of the tragic death camps.
Divergent by Veronica Roth, read by Lorraine. 16-year-old Beatrice Pryor has to make a choice, stay with her family or leave. Can her choice destroy her, or will it help her survive the factions? I think somebody else should read this story because it is a beautiful story. It has romance and adventure. It is a good book for everybody.
This book is called Smile, and the author is Rita Telemagier. It is based on a true story, and she is racing to her house, and she fell. Then her two front teeth fell out. Then she has to go to a bunch of dentist appointments. I think you should read this book because it's interesting and very fun.
The Unlimited Guide to Horses and Ponies. You can learn over 50 breeds of horses. The book will tell you if the horse or pony lived in Brazil or Russia or any other kind of state or country. The book will tell you if that horse lived in warm weather or cold weather. Read The Unlimited Guide to Horses and Ponies. Remember to take care of your horses and ponies. Thank you for listening. This is the title of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. Greg and Raleigh are looking at a lot of toast on the table. They're at a party. Greg and Raleigh are looking at a lot of toast on the table. They're at a party. Greg and Roderick found out that one of the people wrote with spray paint on the door saying Roderick Rules. Greg and Raleigh were ignoring Craig when he was sitting at the table when Greg and Raleigh and they were
Greg and Ryan, they were having a hard time ignoring Craig. The night that Greg and Ryan was having a party. Greg and Raleigh were having a sleepover at Greg's house, and Greg and Raleigh were watching a scary movie, a floating foot that was attacked. And Greg and Raleigh were having a sleepover at Greg's house, and Greg and Raleigh were watching
A Series of Unfortunate Events for the Reptile Room by Lemony Snicket. After the three Baudelaire children found out that they wouldn't be living with the evil Count Olaf anymore, they rode to their new guardian's house. When they got there, they found out that it was a big mansion. They also found out that Uncle Monty collects snakes, and lots of them. After a few days of no Count Olaf, this weird woman came out of nowhere and said she was Uncle Monty's assistant, but the beady black eyes and the eye tattooed on her ankle are just like Olaf's. Is he back to steal the kids? Find out in the Reptile Room. I think someone should read this book because the only way to figure out if it really is Olaf and what will happen to the kids is to find out in the Reptile Room, and the only way to find out is to read this awesome book.
The title of this book is Mockingjay by Susan Cowell. It is a realistic fiction book. It is about Candace Everdeen, a girl who has rebelled since she was 16. The Capitol wants her dead. The people of the district want her alive. After a lot of thinking, she needs to decide whether or not to stay with the Capitol or take the people of the districts. I think people should read this book if they like fast-paced drama or action book or hunting.
The Series of Unfortunate Events, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. A terrible fire happened at the Baudelaire mansion, taking the lives of the parents, and they moved in with a guy named Count Olaf. Every day since they moved in, he has been horrible to them. Sunny's okay, as long as she has something to bite. One day, he started being nice to the Baudelaires, especially to Violet. He was acting like Violet was his wife.
Hello, my book is Michigan Chiller's Poltergeist of Petoskey by Jonathan Rand. In this story, Alex and Adrian find out that there is a poltergeist in their house. Alex and Adrian makes friends with the poltergeist. The reason you should read this book is because it is a really cool book and it has really cool parts in it.
Magic Treehouse, Night of the Ninjas by Mary Pope Arthur. Annie takes her pet mouse on the Magic Treehouse. But then they all meet ninjas that takes them across a river to meet a ninja master. The reason you should read this book is because it has exciting spots in it and you may learn more about the world.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid cover. Here's Greg. He's the main character in the book. Once they get to school, they go to PE class and play Capture the Flag. Then they go outside and they find the moldy piece of cheese, and a kid tells them not to touch it because the cheese touch. Then they want to try out for wrestling, so they go to wrestling tryouts. Then a couple of teenagers drive by and spray Greg and Rowley with water on Halloween. Then Greg and Rowley run away and get to their house. The next day at school at recess, the teenagers make Rowley eat the cheese, and Greg says that he's the one who ate the cheese, and the cheese touch begins again. The end.
Zombie Winter by Jason Strange. This is a fiction book.